You know what? We're talking a big game about energy. I want you to show us some.
Prove to us that you have energy.
Oh boy. Fuck. No one can hear that.
It was just for you.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Credit Zero.
Yay!
It's the podcast by Afterschool Arcade.
Yay!
We have me, Drew.
Yay!
Me, Daryl.
Yay!
Me, Luke.
Yeah! Kind of sad that you got lupus.
What a shame.
And we have the least appropriate man on the... Thanks for kicking the mic.
That was my knee, not my foot.
I really wish I took a picture of your face when you kicked it. I'd like to make that the thumbnail for this podcast. And we have myself, the most inappropriate on this podcast, Tweed. Yay!
Amen.
It's November, guys.
Yeah, it is.
We did another show in October.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like a week ago.
Yeah, what'd you think of the show, Daryl?
It was good, I think.
Yeah, what was your favorite part?
Yeah. Explain to us the favorite skit that you did.
Or like
in
a
the show.
line or something.
I like when you used the movie Saw and you incorporated that into the show. I thought
that's
that
the
was
show.
very-
Yeah.
That's the show.
I really liked the part where you fucked us by going to your parents' thingy thing.
Yeah.
Daryl wasn't at the show. That probably clipped the Yep. Woo, have fun with that headphone use. Whatever. In post, I'm gonna make it all like the same level, so it's nice and clean and smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Silky.
Thank you.
But yeah, I was unfortunately not able to make this last show. But I hear it was pretty darn tootin' fantastical.
I really enjoyed it. Drew's mom didn't, but that's her own.
She did! Constructive criticism isn't a negative thing.
She said she felt alienated. She left halfway through.
Stop using that word. You don't know what it means.
I do know what it means. It's just, I would call Luke out for using the word when she didn't say that. No, yeah, the show went really well, but we also based it off of the Saw movies, which maybe at most a quarter of our audience has seen.
At most, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. And also, even if your improv isn't good, if it's experimental, I still enjoy the fact that you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I'd rather have an experimental show that maybe misses the mark a little bit. And in my opinion, we didn't even miss the mark.
No.
Rather than a safe show that was just could have seen this any other Tuesday.
That's another thing we've talked about, I think, on the podcast before, that the best part about improv is the fact that there's a shit ton of risks that is being taken.
Yeah, and we use that to say, I use that to say, that's why I don't like Whose Line Is It Anyway, because it's super formulaic, and it's oh man, what if, we're talking real close to each other, I'm gonna use some gum.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Damn it. Oh yeah, I was all about to get a piece of tinfoil.
Hold on, no, the last...
Just about to put it in your mouth.
Fuck, I almost put the tinfoil in my mouth after saying that.
Okay, wait, hold. The first bite
What?
should be right in front of the mic.
I don't think people are gonna hear it. There's music in the background.
be crispy.
There's there's royalty-free jazz music. There you go. I don't think anybody heard that.
I did, and that's all that matters.
My God, you're right. Why are we even recording a podcast? Let's just have a discussion in Drew's room. By the by, if this sounds more echoey or less echoey than usual, it's because we're recording in Drew's room.
Yeah.
Because our living situations are super fucking complicated at this point.
Yeah.
Only one of us lives in Waterloo for a troupe that operates out of Waterloo, which is weird.
Well, right now we're operating out of Cambridge.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It's technically the Waterloo region.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Get fucked.
Tri-City.
Wait, good. Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yay!
He did the thing.
He blew the lid off this operation.
I really hate that, by the way, that now maybe the worst thing I've said on this podcast is now just our censor word.
If it makes you uncomfortable, I can do another one.
That's okay.
We can do why don't we record one now?
Yeah, say cunt into the microphone.
No.
All right, well, that's fair.
We'll work on it. We'll
Yeah.
get another one.
Anyway, yeah, it's kind of interesting because, let me know if I need to cut this out. When we started Afterschool Arcade, it was basically on the assumption that all of us were going to be living in the Waterloo region. Yeah. And now, 2 of us are not living in the Waterloo region, and only 1 of us is living in Waterloo. And even still, it takes like 30 minutes for the closest person to get to Drew's place.
Yeah. And we also have yet to do a show in Waterloo.
Oh,
We've
fuck.
done it in Kitchener and Cambridge so far.
Kitchener Waterloo is like, it's KW, man.
Yeah, the KW area.
It counts.
It's the sitch.
It's the place to be. It's like a water park. Why are you not there? You know?
Fun
It's
fact.
snowing outside.
Oh, fuck, yeah, it is snowing outside. I forgot about that. Now I'm sad.
Snow's good.
Little known fact, before it became the Tri-Cities, Kitchener and Waterloo used to be the Twin Cities.
What? What's the third one?
Cambridge.
Oh, what?
I guess Cambridge wasn't big enough back in the day. It was just like, I don't know, some small town.
Cambridge itself used to be the Twin Towns.
That got really
Yeah, yeah,
sorry
I was
there,
gonna-
yeah.
The Tri-Towns, technically.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Galt, Hespeler, and Preston.
Yeah, Hespeler, Preston, the Pentagon, and a field in Pennsylvania.
Get the fuck out of my house.
I'd also like to give would you stop hitting the mic, for fuck's
that
sake? Yes.
Who's on a chair?
I love how you're like, hey, you know what, before this podcast, for some reason that's Drew's voice.
Yeah, why am I?
Before this podcast, you know what, I'm gonna stay on this chair and all 3 of you can take the bed.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out how impressive it is that Daryl's like calming, ominous voice. He's the closest to the mic by like proxy in terms of at least his legs. He is still the quietest voice on this podcast.
Yeah, because everyone's leaning in now, so it sort of just makes me want to lean back.
All right, fine. Yeah, let's go. That's cool.
Paul and I will speak to the ceiling, and then you can just talk regularly.
That's nice, actually.
I attacked him with a plastic bag. Hey, so as is customary with our shows, we get some questions back from the audience. Do we want to begin with that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, so let me go with the first question here.
Cool. For those that don't know, we do improv shows. In case this is your first episode, first of all, thank you.
Sure.
We do improv shows and online content, allegedly. At least half of us, allegedly. And let me just call you out. And during our improv shows, we ask that the people who come to the improv shows write down some questions for us to answer on our podcast. So if you hear from that, hi, Leslie, Michelle, Dan. There's no Dan. Anyway, go
My
on.
brother doesn't listen to the podcast.
Hell no. Why would he? He's got important content to create.
He's a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
None of
is.
us are musicians. We're not talented enough. Are you talented enough, Daryl?
I do music.
Yes, and Daryl. Yes, and.
Oh, no, I'm so untalented. I suck.
No, it's fine. Admit to the world that only I suck. It's cool. What's your first question?
It's not my question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This one is from Holden.
What? We asked for people to...
Caulfield?
It's cool. We asked for people to give names for our
Got
last
that one.
2 shows, and now people are actually starting to put their names on the thing. Thank you, Holden. What's your question?
All right, so we're starting off strong here.
Oh, boy.
Are oatmeal raisin cookies legal?
No.
And should they be?
Yes.
All right, we've got a disagreement here.
Lift the ban. No, I mean, they're illegal. They should be legal. People should have the right to eat oatmeal raisin cookies.
Whoa. Okay.
That's
If
some-
we legalize oatmeal raisin cookies, pretty soon, what, are we also going to legalize incest?
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, guys.
Men
Slippery
will
slope.
be marrying their dogs.
Oh, you ever have a relative who's like...
No.
It's
At
good
all?
that-
You've never had a relative?
No,
Before-
I don't know anybody.
Before gay marriage was legalized in the United States, he's never going to listen to this podcast. My uncle was driving me somewhere, and he was like, no, yeah, I think it's a good thing, but it does legally create an interesting situation because I could see someone trying to advocate for incest. And he was trying to play it off like he's not homophobic or anything, but he was also talking like, what prevents brothers from marrying their sisters? And I was like, I don't know, the fact that it's a completely different fucking thing?
That is fucking gross.
Yeah. No offense if anybody on the listening to this podcast fucks their sister. That's not about me.
It's none of our business.
That's still something that I could never back in a million years. Oatmeal raisin cookies, though, I could see them becoming legal in the next 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
Depends on who gets elected.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but Big Oatmeal is gonna really try to lobby for,
Yeah.
I think it's the raisin lobbyers that's really going to push this sort of thing because oatmeal is
Really?
everywhere.
You think so?
Oatmeal's
not everywhere.
Oatmeal is a very standard breakfast.
I don't know. They have it at Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is everywhere. Therefore, oatmeal is everywhere.
I bet they have raisins at Tim Hortons in some capacity.
Yeah,
they got
also-
muffins.
Yeah, but like they give.
Raisin Bran?
Raisin bran. Raisin bran.
Raisin-
Is oatmeal and raisin bran? It's just
No,
bran.
it's not.
Yeah, I mean, and also like
There's
you
no
can,
oatmeal and
you
bran.
You can get oatmeal and raisins in oatmeal at Tim Hortons, but you can also get cocaine if you have the right illness from the pharmacy. So
Bran.
cocaine's still illegal.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Can we unpack this for a second?
Yes.
This is a weird episode already.
You can get cocaine
Yeah.
legally?
Yes.
Well, like a form of like OxyContin.
No, that's
no,
an
wait,
opioid. That's an opioid.
That's heroin. Yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
Fenton. No, wait, no fentanyl. Do they give fentanyl to people?
I'm starting to feel like we're not qualified to actually talk about this. Next question. Did we adequately answer that?
No, we don't have to.
That's true. That's what. It was a silly question anyway.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've eaten an oatmeal raisin cook. I've never gotten arrested. It was shitty though. It was
But
because
you're-
raisins.
Never mind. Well, I want to make this.
Unlike-
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm persecuted. Bisexual, baby. I get
Oh,
to say
yeah,
that.
okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eat it. Eat dicks, except you won't because you're straight. Eat dicks, but you won't because you're straight. Eat dicks. I don't even care if you're straight. You can eat them.
Eat them up.
All right, dude.
What's the next question?
All right, this is a...
Question from.
It doesn't have a name.
is a piece of paper. I'm Drew.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, you really showed me, huh? All right, this one doesn't have a name.
Well, that's a really good impression.
What was the motive for the murders committed by Dr. Thomas Neil Creme
Okay.
in 1877 to 1892?
Well, if you ask any judge, they'll famously say one of the prime motivations are greed, revenge, and love. Love, everyone thinks like, oh, love isn't like love has killed as many as either of the other two. Mm-hmm. So we've
That's the power of love.
Yeah.
Love is a battlefield.
It is absolutely heartbreak warfare, my friends, and we've narrowed it down to 3 possibilities for Dr. Krem.
So
I haven't read anything about the case.
yeah, I mean,
Neither
like
have
there
I.
was that guy who was fucking his wife, but it's probably greed.
That guy who was fucking his wife.
Doesn't
Isn't
everybody?
that a normal thing?
Oh, you mean
Some
fucking
other
Dr.
guy.
Cream's wife?
Okay, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was 1877 or whatever the fuck. Maybe it was suspicious. Like that guy's actually having intercourse with his wife. There must be something wrong going on upstairs.
No children, and they're having sex for pleasure. What would Jesus say?
Condoms haven't even been invented. They probably just think that he's like infertile. Which
Yeah,
is
he's
different from
shooting
impotent.
blanks.
Impotent means you can't get an erection.
Yeah.
Infertile means you can't have kids.
Yeah.
Either way, your pee-pee don't work.
Yeah.
No, if you're
You can be
infertile,
more
your pee-pee
sensitive
works.
about it.
Your pee-pee works if you're infertile.
Yeah, it just
It
doesn't.
definitely works.
It just doesn't conclude. A book still works
It
if.
doesn't conclude.
Yeah, a book works if you can read the beginning and middle, but but like the end is ripped out of the book. It's still a book.
What if it's like the never-ending story where it like never ends?
Well, that's just a title. It still ended.
No,
Yeah.
it's still going on right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
You want to know what the longest piece of literature is
What?
in human history?
What?
At least in the English language.
What?
It is Super Smash Brothers Brawl fan fiction. I'm not kidding. It's reached something like 5 million words.
Like it's just constant installments?
Yeah. Here, I'll look it up while you like talk about something else.
Okay.
You guys see the OJ trial?
I mean,
The glove?
maybe, yes.
Yeah.
In the 90s, yeah.
He's out now.
I think he went back in.
He went back in. He didn't like it out here.
Gotta go back.
Okay, the Subspace Emissaries World Conquest is a fanfic loosely based on Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and it's over 3.5 million words long, but that was written in 2014.
So it's probably longer now.
Probably
Yeah.
like 1 billion words, huh?
Yeah, at least. What is the longest fanfiction ever written as of October 9th, 2018? Subspace Emissary, 4 million words plus. Okay.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah. Although I know somebody who once wrote a story that I believe is 1.5 million, and they're still going with it.
Jesus.
So maybe they're trying to vie for like, if I just write fast enough, I'll surpass them.
I gotta catch up.
so weird that like the longest piece of the longest piece of literature in world history is Smash Brothers fan fiction.
Yeah.
Wait, so they'd be fucking?
No, I don't think there's any fucking in it.
Oh, it's not slash fic.
No, it's just
It's not literal smashing.
hey, you don't have to smash brothers. Yeah. Up top.
All right, we're
Up
doing
top. That's 2 out of 3. Up top. That's all 3, baby.
The acoustics in here are interesting.
That was just a clap.
Who's that? Get out of our room. Drew's mom. All right, next.
Right. Ooh, this is a good one. This one's from Kelly.
Kelly. We like Kelly. Kelly.
Kelly.
Golf clap. Golf clap for Kelly. Yeah.
He's not even a Patreon. We'll shout him out.
Yeah, no, Kelly's really cool. He makes music and stuff.
Yeah. What movie scared you as a kid?
Oh. Halloween 2000 or Halloween Returns or whatever. The one where the skate was in the kid's face.
Ooh, gross.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I just remember like I never really watched horror movies as a kid, and I was still a little bit squeamish around like gore and stuff like that because I hadn't been exposed too much to it. I had been curious about the Saw movies from a very young age, hence our show being about the Saw movies. And I used to look up the traps on YouTube and go like, "Oh my god, this is in movies! I've never seen this before. Let me see more." But yeah, shortly after that, just because I was like up at like 1 a.m., which was scandalous for a like 14-year-old, and I
Now it's just a bad health choice.
yeah, exactly. Now it's just a constant health
You're
choice.
eating lunch by then.
Yeah, so it was on the CW, and it was just the movie was like this one woman's like, "Oh, could you watch over my house or like go take a piss or something like that." I don't remember the exact plot of the movie.
I feel like that wasn't it.
No, but they were like in her house, or like she was going to their house to talk about like how they graffitied on her, whatever the fuck. And
Our toilet.
yeah, they stole her toilet.
And she's like,
I gotta pee. Yeah,
I gotta go to your house then.
yeah. And yeah, she was trying to talk with the guy, but like there was like a rocking chair that like was still rocking with him in it, and she was like, "Hey, I'm talking to your kid," and she spun it around, and the rocking chair was still rocking, and that's one of the things that freaked me out. And there was just like a skate in the kid's face. And I remember thinking, like, hockey isn't that, like, popular a sport, so it seemed closer to home, because I was raised in a rural part of Canada.
Yeah.
And where, like, hockey is, like... And, of course, I was 14, so, like, all the preteens are just, like, talking about, like, yeah, well, let's do some hockey, you know, like, stuff like that.
Let's
So it's like...
do some hockey.
sorry, play some hockey. Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Hockey,
yeah. Scoot and sheeter... Nope. I lost it. Anyway. Skate and shoot. With the boys?
That is something you do, yeah.
Send it, bud? Something like that. Anyway.
Send it, bud.
That is something a Canadians say. I will
sound-
fucking...
That is, yeah.
We sound
My friend
so
says that
old.
all the time.
Yeah, I'll fight you
Without
for
the
that.
bud part, but...
Anyway, yeah. So the kid, there was just like on a rocking chair that was just like rocking back and forth. The camera slowly zooming in. There was just a skate in his face, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is mildly upsetting." And that's just a
got
movie that scared
Still
me.
rocking back and
Yeah.
forth.
And then I never got spooked by a scary movie again because I went into media studies and like became desensitized because I was thinking about like, oh, this is a product that's designed to scare me. Oh, I see why they did this and this and this. Oh, this tension is building. That's probably with the formula.
Became too predictable for you.
Not even too predictable, but like I was marveling at what it was trying to do as opposed to like being sucked into the experience.
I was really scared of Jurassic Park as a kid.
Like OG Jurassic Park?
Yeah, OG Jurassic Park. I remember seeing it at like a daycare, and they should not have had it on. That was a bad daycare. I should have told my mom about a lot of things.
Dude, are you kidding me? If I went to a daycare and I was like, they're playing Jurassic Park, I'd be like, this is the best fucking daycare ever. I'm gonna like get traumatized and grow prematurely 10 years, but still,
Yeah.
I get to watch fucking Samuel Jackson play Mr. Arnold.
Hold on to your butts. I was scared of
Yay.
Sam Jackson. I'd only smoking.
What? You were scared by the one token black character in Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs, whatever. Black guy. What the fuck is that? You're racist.
Call me out of context. Thanks, dude. No, I was scared of the raptors mostly. Because it's like all the things that you're scared of in terms of a T-Rex are most of the things, except that they're really smart and that they can chase you in a house.
Yeah, but they don't like eat a whole outhouse that you're sitting on.
Yeah, but like the T-Rex thing scared me a little less if I was indoors, because it's like, oh, they can't get in the house.
Except by eating it, which they did in the movie.
They ate. No, the outhouse collapsed by itself, and he was sitting on the toilet. The lawyer. And he got it. He had it coming.
Why? Are you trying to tell us that the lawyer was a scumbag?
No, Steven Spielberg did.
Scumbag!
No, but raptors can get in the house, and they're smart, and they work in teams. And
But they can't turn doorknobs like
They figured out how they did it.
Yeah, but like in the movie, that's not how actual raptors would.
Doorknobs didn't exist when raptors existed.
Yeah, point positive.
Yeah.
Bang bang, order in the court, sub poena.
Raptors aren't around anymore, so that doesn't scare me. But just like the idea of like these carnivorous lizards that are like 6 feet tall.
Pretty sure raptors do exist. # we the North.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, basketball, right?
Yeah.
Basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
You got the right sport.
Skating and shooting.
Yeah.
Alright, now who's the rapper who loves the rappers?
Stick and poke with the Drake.
Yeah, there you go.
Yay! I know something. Pop culture is not my strong suit. At least not like modern pop culture.
Which is pop culture.
It depends. It's popular culture. Like Shakespeare was the pop culture of his day.
Yeah.
Little pop culture thing about Jurassic Park. Apparently, the guy I forget his name, the clever girl guy.
Yeah.
He was supposed to survive, but the actor had like terminal cancer. So that like because they guessed that they were going to do a sequel. This is what I read on the internet, so it could be false. But they like killed off his character in like a respectable way.
So they didn't have to. So like if something happened between movies.
Yeah, exactly. Which was a good call because something totally happened between movies.
Yeah.
And like he died. I think honestly he might have died before they finished production of Jurassic Park.
Oh, you never got to see it?
Yeah, which
That's
kind of.
sad.
Well, I imagine it got to see like an early screening for the actors or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's really sad. But also, he was a good actor and a good character, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Michael Crichton, is that him?
I don't. Maybe.
I think that's someone else.
Okay. I'm not good with pop culture.
Anyway, that movie scared me.
That's fair.
Okay. For me, it was not really a scary movie, but Total Recall from the 80s.
I was gonna say the original one.
Yeah,
Colin Farrell's pretty scary.
Is he black? I'm just checking. I'm just checking for your racism
No.
meter now that you're okay.
No.
The scary part of that was that the special effects in the 80s made things look really creepy. And like extra creepy.
Oh, is it like claymation, like odd, like frames per second sort of thing?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is it with him at the end?
there's that. But the one part that always got me was Grotto. Is like a little alien that lives inside a human's body.
Ooh.
And you can only talk to him by, getting the host to basically pass out, and then he just like busts out of the chest.
What?
Oh, so it's like Alien.
Sort of, but he goes back into the chest when he's done.
So he's like a bored alien.
Yeah, he's basically a worm. And yeah, just that busting out of that little worm, like creepily human-like face with a worm-like body.
As worms do, yeah. Just live in chests.
Freaked the heck out of me. And then at the end where they had this sort of claymation thing where the eyes are bulging out of the face.
Because he's on Mars and he walks outside like a fucking idiot. Like he's like, I'm gonna take a fucking stroll. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And he almost dies. But apparently, I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay. Watch Total Recall. This podcast is sponsored by Total Recall.
Directed by Paul Verhoeven.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. He only directed RoboCop.
He also directed Starship Troopers.
No, he didn't. Just RoboCop.
And Showgirls.
Nope. Just RoboCop.
What a crossover.
What do you mean, what a crossover? It's all... Never mind. I could talk about Paul Verhoeven for a while.
It's really great that you're just like mumbling away from the mic. Sweet, dude.
Didn't he direct a Batman?
Wasn't that like Danny Elfman? No, Tim Burton.
I don't know much about directors, but it was not Danny Elfman.
Okay, so I feel like anybody listening to these podcasts could get the impression that I'm just like an idiot that doesn't know anything, and it's because
I wonder why.
I'm just saying the first thing that comes to mind, and my mind is like a weird minefield, if you will, where like on like paper when I'm writing something, I'll like think about it, but when I'm just talking in this podcast, I'll just spill something forth, retract it, and like polish it up. Yeah, that's enough about me. My little candy corn, Drew. Yeah, that was a kiss. Go ahead and tell us about your scary movie.
Before we do, Drew, can you give our listener just a little kiss on the cheek? Oh, he's so proud of you.
That's very cute.
I need to go brush my teeth now.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
What's the movie that scared you as a kid?
Mine was another not horror movie. It was the first movie I ever saw in the theaters, and it was Osmosis Jones.
Bill Murray's pretty scary.
The like bad guy, the virus dude, scared the shit out of me because he had like that like long dagger like fingernail, and he went up to like the cleaners in the mouth and like dragged it along their cheek, and like this like light blue scar started to form, and then like bubbled and transformed them into like a pile of goop, and I had to leave the theater with my mom.
How old were you?
I was like 4 or 5.
Wow. I don't even think I watched a movie in theaters until I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, it was probably for the best because that shit's scary.
Well, yeah, especially in like a theater when it's like a huge screen and that's all you're seeing, and like that's overstimulation 101 for a kid.
My mom brought me back in to like watch a little bit more to see if I could like watch the rest of it, and it was the bit where the bad guy's getting scared by like the brain with all like the good memories and stuff, and she's like, look, the bad guy's scared, and I was just like, no, I don't want to be here, get me out.
Damn.
It was terrible. I was seriously I still haven't finished the movie.
Really?
I still haven't watched it.
Dude, I feel like maybe for like a Patreon special, we should film ourselves all watching Osmosis Jones with like you like chained down to your chair,
Like
and the rest-
Like Clockwork Orange with my eyes open.
yeah, and everyone else is just having a fun time. That sounds like it's fun. I should come up with like more ideas for things to post to the $5 patrons because they work hard. And
Speaking of patrons,
we would like to give a special shout out to the man himself, Sarush Naruzi. Thank you, Sarush, for being such a wonderful patron for us. He's got a new Let's Play channel called Biggie Bones. Ooh. You should go check that out. Yeah. We'll maybe like link it in our own YouTube channel because we can like show like other channels at the side of our channel.
yeah.
All right,
Let's get to the next question.
hit me with it. This question comes from
This one comes from Luke, which, as I learned today, is not our Luke.
what?
It's a different Luke.
Crazy. I bet he's handsome.
More than one exist.
I bet his girlfriend dresses him.
Oh yeah, she did that one day.
What?
He's got a girlfriend and she dresses him.
All right.
So what's the question?
Why do you call yourselves Afterschool Arcade? Is it because alliteration is sexy as fuck?
Oh.
Yes. Moving on.
Speaking of sexy... Okay, sorry, sir. Speaking of sexy as fuck, Luke, you're a nice man.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome. Anyway.
Luke,
Not sexy,
You
though.
could also dress yourself. You're that handsome.
You
also-
could make it work.
You're also not fucking pathetic. Just dress yourself.
Yeah, what are you, a goddamn child? Go dress yourself.
Take a look in the mirror. You think that's worth it? Sorry.
God damn, you don't know how bad of a day he's had.
That's true. If it means anything, Luke, at least 2 of us know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Possibly not Drew, maybe, is the only one. And we all like you.
Yeah, you're cool, man.
Yeah.
You're the same name as me.
Yeah. I tried to like gross Luke out, not this Luke.
Okay.
Like my first conversation with him was about pegging, and he did not bat a fucking eye. He was just like, yeah, that's a thing. Maybe I'll get into it, like jokingly. And he just rolled with it. He was such a smooth operator. Anyway,
Many dudes would be like, what the fuck?
yeah. Oh, I'm not fucking gay. I don't want shit in my ass. Fun
That's
fact.
where it goes.
Yeah, that's where it goes. Anyway. Whew, another podcast that my parents can't listen to. Check. Anyway,
Speaking of our name,
yeah, After School Arcade. I think when I first like pitched this, I'm pretty sure you all were in like the original group that I'd like been pitching this to, and there were like a couple extra people in there, and I was just
Yeah.
like, hey, would you want to do this? And over time, some people like due to their own commitments, dropped out and stuff like that. But I also wanted something that was weirdly nostalgic for something that was like clear that none of us had experienced, because in my
we're
opinion,
not 80s kids.
yeah, in my opinion, that kind of nostalgia is like the most fascinating. where it's like nostalgia for something that you never really experienced yourself.
But you still kind of long for it in a certain way.
Yeah. And so we had like several things that kind of brought to mind like the sort of comfort of like, you know, the Saturday morning cartoon at era and stuff like that. So we had certain stuff like the Crawl Space, the Spilled Guts Club, Chit Chat Club, you know, like all these like cutesy kind of like it kind of childish names.
Yeah.
And one of them was Afterschool Arcade. And as far as I recall, these were just like a bunch of names that I'd compiled together.
Yeah, and then you approached us with them basically.
Yeah, and everyone basically went, I'm not sure about any of these except Afterschool Arcade. And yeah. Credit Zero was a much more laborious task of trying to name because the list...
Much more voting involved in that one.
Yep. The list that I had come up with, we liked none of those names, and so we just bounced around a couple of names. And yeah, there were a couple of like really these wouldn't have caught on kind of titles that we approached. My personal favorite still, I forget if it was like either... Person 1 or Person 2. I realize both of the people that I were thinking of are not part of After School Arcade
Yeah.
now. One of them suggested After School Arcade, and I liked that a lot.
Yeah. Speaking of alliteration,
Yeah.
AAA.
So yeah, After School Arcade is kind of like harkening back to a period that none of us have experienced. I can't speak for you guys. When we went to an arcade to get that footage for the video version of the podcast, which hopefully will be out soon.
Yeah.
In case you want to watch this on YouTube with like no actual visuals for some fucking reason.
Listen to it on YouTube.
Yeah, what? You're a fucking nerd.
Maybe you have like YouTube Premium. And
Okay,
you can
that's
turn your
fair.
screen off.
Yeah. When we were going there, I think that's legitimately like the second time, first time I've ever gone to an arcade that wasn't like a Chuck E. Cheese or something like that.
Yeah, with like tickets and shit.
Yeah. It was the first time I've ever gone to just an arcade where you just go there to game.
Honestly, as much as like back in the day, I'm sure $5 at an arcade was a lot of money. Like $5 for like play as much as you want. It was really freeing just to be able to jump from machine to machine.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
not feel like you were wasting anything if you died right away.
yeah, and honestly, if we had paid quarters, we might have even paid less than we paid $5, but I still preferred the $5 upfront
Yeah,
fee.
it's a better experience,
Yeah.
I find anyway.
If anybody here is in the Waterloo area, I'm gonna plug them. They can't sue me. No.
Hey, go here. Hey, fuck you.
The Pin-Up Arcade in Waterloo, Pin-Up Arcade, is a lot of fun. They charge a $5 upfront fee, and then you just get to have fun with everything. They got Dance Dance Revolution. They got a surprisingly fun rendition of Pong. They got a lot of pinball. They got a lot of like stand-up arcades. They got Mario Kart 64. It was a lot of fun. I had fun when I went with you
Yeah,
guys.
they have-
Yeah, and they have a bar there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
get
you
drinks.
like liquor.
I had a beer.
They have the weirdest air hockey table, though. Like, that thing
Yeah.
controlled,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that,
yeah.
like, paddle system.
Don't even get me started on the
was
air hockey.
so weird.
I was angry, and I think I injured myself halfway
When you
through. Yeah, do you remember that when I like held my arm weirdly afterwards? I was like, I think I legitimately injured myself there.
You were, like, destroying me in Pong, and then we went over to that, and it was not going well for you.
Oh no, I lost like almost immediately. Yeah, they had this weird like flipper system where like I can't even describe it, so I'm not gonna bother. It sucked. Thanks, Pin-Up.
I had a like I learned something about my body and myself that day because I was relatively tired. No, I was relatively tired. I was doing Dance Dance Revolution between either you, Drew, or you, Daryl, and we picked expert for some stupid reason. But I had drunk a beer, and I'm a lightweight little bean, so I had drank this like half a beer, and it was in my stomach, getting absorbed pretty well. And then we played Dance Dance Revolution way too hard and way too fast, and by the end my legs were like jelly and I was drunk as hell because it was like my heart rate was up and it was going right into my bloodstream.
Honestly, even the normal of that, like, if you don't just play on easy or beginner, like, that shit's hard.
Yeah.
It's super hard. Yeah. I played it on like beginner, and I was still like,
Yeah, I think I got like 20% of the expert. Like I hit.
Honestly, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like literally like at a certain point I remember like picking one of the arrows and be
And
like,
just
I'll
stopping
just
on that
do that one.
What would you do, Luke, if like you were playing a Dance Dance Revolution game and like these gates came up and it was like you have to pass expert mode?
You cannot leave.
Yeah.
I'd probably like go really hard because the worst thing that could happen is that I die, and then I won't have to play anymore.
That is the worst case scenario in a lot of situations. What would you do if you had to like pet a cat? Worst case scenario is I'd die. It's like,
Then I
yeah.
wouldn't have to do it anymore.
You could just lay down, just like, guess I'll die. Part 1 of 3, accepting your death.
Petting a cat gone wrong. Roommates called.
Yeah, that more than adequately explains Luke's question.
Yeah. Okay, so this next one
Thanks,
comes
Luke.
from
Thank you, Luke.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Yeah.
All right.
They say, sorry for the morbid question.
Ooh.
So a bit of a warning.
That's
It's probably
dark.
about death.
Is it about death?
Pick the outfit
Is it about
you
death? Adam?
die in.
Pick the what?
Outfit you die in.
Like 70s Harlem pimp.
Nude. Is this even a question?
Very different answers.
I think it's more like the same answer, but different approaches. You know what I'm saying?
Just looking as obnoxious as it's not
Yeah.
what you're buried in. It's not what you're in your casket. It's how you die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's so specific. It's not even asking how do you die. It's like, what are you wearing? Like,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you gotta imagine, like, if I said, like, swimsuit, then you gotta imagine.
What are you wearing?
It's scuba gear.
Wow.
Like, boxers and also, like, one of those, like, flower things you get in Hawaii. Like, that goes around the neck.
LA?
Lay.
A lei, yeah.
A lei, yeah.
Then you gotta imagine, like, why is he wearing a lei and boxers only? So with that in mind, I'm gonna say a ski mask, a Louis Vuitton bag, socks.
Isn't it Louis Vuitton?
No, it's a cheap knockoff.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Is that your...
Do you think that if the antagonist from Beauty and the Beast was very rich and had a lot of handbags, he'd be a Louis Gaston?
I would do handcuffs. One on each arm. So
Like
that-
loose?
Yeah. And then like a top hat.
Nice.
Like big ass Elton John sunglasses, a necktie with no shirt, a suit jacket, and a cock ring.
Hey, Daryl, you like the board games, right? You ever played that game where you have to start from nothing and manage like resources like wheat and stuff like that, and build up your medieval empire until you're finally selling handbags? Settlers of Louis Vuitton.
Good one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah,
You ever-
we got another one,
yeah,
folks.
Yeah.
Is this entertaining?
Yeah, you ever watching basketball with that? You ever watching basketball with that amazing James player, and he has a handbag, and it's Louis LeBron.
Have you ever tried watching any of the like the French clown thing with handbags? It's called Louis Buffon.
Nice.
That was a jump. That was like
that was a joke.
that was like the third challenge in
damn.
later or the Indiana Jones movie.
That was harsh. If I hadn't like gone like, oh, good one, everyone would have been like silent except for Luke just going like, that was a stretch, Drew. I enjoyed it, Drew. I enjoy your contributions to this team, even if Luke doesn't.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
It was like that Indiana Jones challenge where
It was
it's
a
like,
little bit-
it doesn't look like there's a path and you have to just take a leap of faith, but there was a path.
I'd like to die with my headband on.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to die with your hat on? You wear an assortment of hats, Drew.
I sure do.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is what you die in or what you get buried in?
What you die in.
Oh,
Like
okay.
if you were like shot or like had a heart attack, what do you want to be wearing when
Or
that
shot
happens?
with a heart attack.
Yeah.
Heart attack gun.
Yeah.
Do the heart. I'm never gonna
Life
do that
is a
again.
highway. I wanna drive.
All night long.
Okay, well,
Okay, yeah.
Here, take two of these.
I think I really all I'm thinking about right now is The Revenant, and when
Like the bear movie.
I want to die wearing a bear liver.
where there's
It's possible I skimmed that movie. Go on.
no, there's part of the movie where he climbs into a dead horse in
yeah.
order to sleep.
You want to
Isn't that
die
just-
in a dead horse?
I
It's just like Star
yeah.
Wars.
Yeah, with the tauntaun.
Yeah.
thought they said-
Han Solo climbs into Princess Leia and then just dies.
That was
sorry.
between the movies.
Yeah, and he said, "I thought they smelled bad on the outside."
Crow.
That's what he says.
He's like, I love you. I know.
Oh, gross.
To her mouth too.
Daryl, top 3 sound effects. Go. 1, 2, 3. That was good.
I like that second one.
That was good.
I like that second one.
Yeah, clap for yourself, Daryl. That adequately answers the question from my end.
Wait, Paul, top 3 sound effects.
Okay. Woo, 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 woo! That's 1.
Oh, I thought that was 4.
That's 2. Hi, my name's Luke.
That's
Yeah,
clap for yourself, Paul.
That's clap for me.
Drew?
Top 3 sound effects, go.
I'm a big fan of the wow, 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 wow.
All right, that's 1. That's 1.
Also a little. I don't know if this is gonna come across.
Yeah. Do it more into the mic. Do it more into the mic. All right, that's 2.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was. You a drama major? And that's 3. Yeah, that was good. That's good.
Yeah, clap for yourself.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's nice. All right,
All right,
Luke.
Luke.
Awooga!
Is that just like number 1, or
No, I haven't started yet. I was just warming up.
were you just thinking about your girlfriend that you never mentioned?
Thanks, dude.
You're all good.
Hi, Sarah.
That's 1.
She's probably listening to this.
Possible. That's 2. These are all sexual so far. Just want to point that out. That's 2.
No, the first one was just like an old car horn.
Okay.
and then
Oh, I hated that. I hated that so much.
All 3 of these have been sexual. That's 3.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, clap for yourself. Yeah, clap for yourself.
No, I really hate like mouth sounds, like people eating and shit.
Why? It's
so,
a
like,
good album.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah.
You like making those
Radiohead.
sounds with your lips, like fucking
I can
hate
do it.
that.
No,
that's not an invitation.
I am editing this shit. I don't want to listen to that. I will put down my headphones and yell, "Fuck you, Luke." That was a neat question. What's the next one?
Yeah. Oh, goody.
Clipping a lot here.
So speaking of your girlfriend,
It's gonna be fun.
What?
Oh no! Do you mind if I blow the lid off this operation just a little bit? Drew asked me if this was okay to read before this podcast. Can I read it out loud?
it's a hypothetical question. A hypothetical question.
A question from Sarah, who may or may not have sexual relations with Luke.
The one in this group, not the other Luke.
Hi, Mark Webster. Add me on Facebook. Anyway. How many hookups can result from a single Tinder match? I want to know, is this like instances of sex, or how many different people can you hook up
I think
with?
it's how many matches, like how many partnerships.
From a single Tinder match? I feel like this is asking how many times can you hook up with the same person from the same Tinder match? Because yeah, it said from a single.
No,
from a single Tinder.
she told me about this question. I know the context.
All right, no, hit me with it.
No, you say what you think it is, and
I did
we'll answer that.
I just did.
Okay,
so
then
now
we'll
what
answer-
is?
we'll answer that.
No. What does it mean? The numbers, Mason.
She's referring to the fact that Sarah and I met on Tinder, and some of us may have had, how should we say, collateral sexual relations because of me
You had
meeting Sarah.
sex with someone that they knew, Drew?
I
Drew!
do not kiss and tell. That looked like it hurt.
Never done that in my life.
Speaking of favorite sound effects,
favorite thing I've done all month.
the month just started. It's not even a week into November.
I would explore the rest of it.
Then that settles it. I wonder how it sounds like back in.
Can the three of us do it to Drew?
3, 2, 1. Drew!
Stop teaming up on me.
What if we do 3 one after another? 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Drew!
Okay, then you, Paul, and then Paul and I, and then Paul and Drew.
Like
3,
music.
2, 1. Drew!
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Easily my favorite thing after that is looking at how much we clipped the shit out of Mike. All right. So there's like multiple layers to this. Number one, how many hookups can... Okay. When it comes to Tinder, which of us is the most experienced here?
I am not putting up my hand.
Yeah. Sweet, dude. All right. So, when it comes to
Remember
with a
that broccoli guy?
the broccoli guy.
Yeah, from like Montreal or whatever. You matched with somebody whose profile picture was just a bunch of weed, and you're like, hey, nice broccoli. And they deleted you immediately.
That was a good time. I also matched with someone in a bucket hat, and I was like, do you fuck in that hat? And he just like, all he said was like, disgrace, and blocked
It does not seem like the kind of person to like be like, that's disgusting if he put that on his profile.
And it was just an average picture, just like of him with like blank ass face with sunglasses and a bucket hat.
Do fucking
I'm not a nice person to like 95% of people on Tinder. That's not true. I'm not a nice person to like guys on Tinder.
Yeah.
Girls have had it hard enough because guys on Tinder suck. That's another reason why I just have this loosey-goosey attitude with men on Tinder, because it's like, whatever. Most of these dudes are kind of scummy. In terms of how many hookups can result from a single Tinder match, I'd say that if you're talking about with the same person, probably you're pushing the boundaries with like, I'd say 10 absolute maximum before things get more complicated and you start to catch feelings.
Like, are you talking about, like...
With a friends with benefits relationship.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, if it happens organically with a friend that you already have, or even someone you met at a party, the introduction was in person. And I don't care how everyone goes like, oh, yeah, friends are important online. Yeah, no, 100%, friends are important online, but when you have a sexual element, the fact that you met online and the fact that you met in person is crucial, especially if sex was part of something from the get-go.
Well, here's what I think about that, is, like, if you were...
Drew? What do you think about that? Yeah.
Do I think your mom's calling?
Just keep going. What were you saying?
No, what were you saying?
Yeah, what were you saying? What do you think about that?
Matter.
I want to hear what you have to say.
I was going to say...
Never mind! Yeah.
I was going to say
What are you
that
gonna
if
say?
you were introduced to somebody, it's like a more public affair.
Yeah.
And like there's connections to other people. But if you meet online, it's a more private thing. And it's more of like in my perception of it, it's more of like just you and the other person.
That would certainly explain why, like, a lot of the people that I've just had sex with have met on Tinder. Because, like, I thrive more in a public one-on-one space than in a crowd or in a party or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like parties, personally. I'm not a huge party type of guy. I don't like a lot of distractions. I don't like having to focus mentally on, like, multiple different people in the same area.
Fair.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with drunk people if
My,
you're not
uh,
drunk.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
My disposition makes me lean towards not liking parties, but I actually do like them for some
Yeah,
reason.
I've
I don't know
noticed that.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a party yourself this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take at least one picture from that party and post it to the Afterschool Arcade
Oh, goody.
Instagram.
Please do it early in the night.
At Afterschool Arcade on Instagram. However, on Twitter you can find us on Afterschool Arc 8. Like the number 8, because we ran out of letters, because apparently Twitter doesn't like that many letters in your name.
With a train?
Can you hear the train, everybody at home? I feel like I'm a Blue's Clues
Wait, hold
episode.
on. We can look at the meter.
Where's the train?
Wait,
Isn't that Dora?
Wait, could you yeah, could you go like, where's the train, let's check it out, but say it in your way?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
really like that.
Where's the train? Check it out!
I really like the way. Yeah, I forget. I think in like like the second or third episode of the podcast, you were just like, "Are there bad guys here? Let's check it out." And then, like in the exact same way in the fucking Patreon video, I was like, "Can I come inside your house?" Which was my house at the time. And Daryl was like, "Yeah, come on in, check it out." And
love
yeah,
it.
I've gotten addicted to you saying "check it out" that way ever since. It's also a nice catchphrase. It's way better than when I was mean and decided to make "bitch" the catchphrase of the day.
Or when you
Yeah.
decided to make "get fucked" your own catchphrase.
Yeah. You've got like one safe for work catchphrase and like two other ones. You've got "never mind" that's in like my heart.
Apparently,
In
yeah.
my heart. That was just a really fun thing. God knows what the fuck I'm doing.
You have like 15. You showed me a list.
Yeah, that's true. Sometime later in the podcast I can bring it up. Well, you're taking way too long for each question. From a single Tinder match. That was disgusting. From a single Tinder match, I'd say like if you met on Tinder, you can get like 10-ish like sex things before feelings become complicated and you have to start talking about it. When it comes to other people, I'm gonna be blunt about this. I've been open about me being kind of slutty on Tinder. I'm sorry if I'm delving too much into my personal life, Daryl. I'm kidding. I love you, Daryl. I maybe I shouldn't. Whatever the fuck.
Go for it.
Dad, add Paul on Facebook.
There have been certain situations where like one party has been turned on by the other party like whoring themselves out. So like, or whoring the other person out. So like either like the person would talk to me and like share the pictures that I may or may not have sent with their friends, and the friends would contact me, or the other way around because it was our fetish.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a thing.
Yeah, that is a thing.
It's like swingers
something
party, but when you're not a couple.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
Life swap.
acknowledged ownership or something like that, but without like the weird like leash in public sort of thing. That I'm not entirely as fond of.
Like a dog.
I want to emphasize I haven't done that in a while. Anyway, next. Unless you guys
question?
want to like tackle this.
No, I'm done with that one.
Yeah. Sorry, Sarah.
Throw it in the fire. My name's Daryl.
Check it out. It's burning.
Wow. All right.
Oh, I was waiting for that actually.
Yay!
Haven't had that in a while.
All right, next.
This one's from Eric, our
Yay,
good friend Eric.
Eric.
Eric B.
Good old golf
And
clap.
Rakim.
Wow, only I did a golf clap for Eric, huh?
My hands are.
I was making a joke
there you go.
and a reference.
I hope Eric's clapping for himself at home.
I'm sure he is.
Best story involving an ATM. Does
I
anybody
took
have a
money
story?
out one time.
Wow.
Dude. He does sound like the wow fine.
Yeah, he does.
That was organic.
Wow.
You weren't thinking about it, and you
Yeah.
still sounded like the wow. Fine.
Wow. Wow. I'm the girl vaping and just like,
Wow.
he even looked like him too. And then like it's a frisbee.
This
What
is
the
not like
fuck, Richard?
Yeah.
when you're legitimately upset. You have sounded exactly like that.
I
too.
don't see. I mean, everybody has a different perception of their own voice, but
Yeah, you also have to like. You always go like, "What the fuck, Richard?" But like the way the Vine plays out is like, "What the fuk, Richard?"
Yeah.
So if you said that like that, it would sound a lot more like it.
yeah. Well, I don't want to do that.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's not make a meme.
Road work ahead.
There's
I sure hope it does.
This is not a long story or a great story. There was one time when I was just doing stuff with an ATM. I don't even remember what I was doing.
You were doing stuff with it. Oh
Yeah,
my.
yeah. I was trying to get like money out or something like that, and I guess I like hit too many like wrong buttons, and the screen just displayed "Please stop." There's my ATM story.
What a great thing for a machine to tell you.
Yeah.
Please stop pressing my buttons.
Please stop.
Hey, nice pun. What's your best story involving an ATM?
I don't have a story. I never use ATMs. Period.
Why not?
Whoa, you're more of a humanist, huh? You
nobody-
prefer the actual teller than the automatic teller.
No, it's just that
Cool.
more often than not, I have to pay a fee if I'm using ATM, so I don't want
What
to
kind
do
of
that.
fucking shitty ass, stupid ass, punk ass, bitch ass banks do you have?
Use this. No, get the ATM. That's your bank, and you don't get a fee.
Well, you still get a charge for transactions if you're not a student.
What?
We are after school arcade, after all. We are not students anymore.
No, I don't get charged for transactions.
Depends. I guess it depends on what bank you have. I have
have-
CIBC.
I have RBC, and they are lovely for the record.
I have TD and they don't charge me for transactions.
That was.
That was pretty gross.
I'm with a credit union, so it's not a bank.
Freak out.
Cool. What about you, Drew?
got that.
Any
I got
questions?
that. Look,
Any
it's okay.
bank stories? Any automatic teller machine
bank
stories?
I mean, I was blown away when they had like the
Sale.
envelope free deposits. That was really cool. But like,
You can just put bills in there directly.
yeah.
CIBC's cool. RBC doesn't have that yet.
And you can put like checks in there, and it'll read the check and be like,
Yeah.
"Is this the number on the thing?"
That's cool.
But
Yeah.
they that takes a long time to deposit though. Like the only way to deposit
Really?
a.
Shut down! Can I get a get fucked?
You literally.
Get fucked!
They have to scan it and then it's not deposited into.
Luke,
your
you're
account
embarrassing yourself,
Oh, I
Luke.
see
You need to
what
stop
You have
talking,
to
Luke.
review it.
Yeah,
Like
well,
a person has to review
wait,
it.
The thing
no,
is,
Luke was
like,
right, my
I'm
bad.
responsible with my money, so
From downtown!
They have to. No, the fastest way to get a check into your account is to do it through a person teller because they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do it.
You guys need to fight, like with your fists.
on an audio
show. Yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. Oh, they kissed instead.
No.
That doesn't sound like a kiss.
That really doesn't. This bit is going no. Okay, next question.
All right.
Shut up.
Thanks, Eric, for that question.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Rakeem, for this next question.
Ooh, this one's from Julia.
Julia, all right.
Preloaded.
Baby.
She wants to apologize to you, Paul.
For what?
Paul, I'm sorry for offending your accent. It's
Go
cool.
fuck yourself. All right, so
P.S. Did you get the Kit Kat?
I did. It's in the. Or, you did.
no, I didn't.
Oh, well, I'm gonna give it to you after this podcast.
You fucking liar! Okay, so first of all, fun fact about my voice. It's like this weird mishmash of like a Canadian and like pseudo-Aussie accent. And I've had North Americans tell me like, I can tell you're just trying to put on an Aussie accent, but it sounds so fake, you need to stop. And I've had Australians actually tell me, I can see you're trying to put on an American accent, it sounds so fake, just stop. I'm just a fraud to fucking everyone now.
You don't fit in anywhere.
No, I don't. All I know is that my voice makes me a fucking freak of nature at this point. It's not fake though. Like I've been to Australia, thank you very much.
You've been there once.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Anybody who's been to like Belgium and like lived there their entire lives has been to Belgium once. Belgium. Belgium. Yeah, so fucking, yeah. It's a weird accent, I'm aware of it. Thanks for pointing it out for the umpteenth time. Julia, do you just want to make me feel bad about myself? Because you're doing a great fucking job. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for clapping for yourself, Julia. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Give me my Kit Kat. Now, leave this room, go get the
I'll
Kit
bump
Kat.
the mic.
It's in my car.
No, yes it is. No, I brought it in, right?
Did you?
Oh,
think
this
so.
is chaos.
Okay, so the actual question that came on this card is 2 words. Ghostly experiences?
Once was one. I got better though.
Actually, that's fair.
Ghostly experiences. Gonna say this straight up. No, never had one.
Yeah.
I'd like to have an entertaining, like, make up a story improv style, but I also want to be truthful in this podcast, and I also want to, like, I'm the guy that has, like, crazy stories. It's gonna look suspicious if I have a crazy story for everything.
This is one of those things.
Exactly, yeah. So fucking, like, all the stories that I tell actually fucking happened to me, but I also don't want to lie and be like, yeah, one time I was brushing my teeth and a ghost picked me up and took me to fucking Peru. Never happened. You know?
It was Chile.
I'm a fraud. Anybody else?
Court dismissed.
Has anybody had a ghostly experience?
Nope.
No.
Nobody in this room at all?
No.
That's pretty rare.
What about you, Drew?
No.
Okay.
I love hearing them, though. I don't usually believe them, but I love hearing them.
Yeah. I feel like nobody believes them, but they're like, oh, but what if?
Some people
Yeah.
believe them.
I'm starting to become
lot
a
of
bit.
There's part of me that wants to.
Okay, you know what? The closest I can get. I saw a spit thing fall on like Drew's arm as I said
I don't even
closest.
feel it.
It's part of your DNA now, baby. Is this? Ugh. You just said you hate it. Is this watch? So this watch was a gift to me from my friend Riley. I won't go into too many details because it's sad. He passed on. He was in my high school friend group. And there were 2 other people in my high school friend group named Zach and Zach. Their last names were Campbell and Vasco, so we just called them that. And almost exactly 1 year ago, November 1st, 2018, I had found out...
Bless you.
Thank you. That they had both had also passed on due to unfortunate circumstances. First of all, I'm like 23. You shouldn't hear like all the people in your high school friend group are dead.
Yeah, it's a little early.
Yeah, exactly. But the weird thing is, I like an hour later, I was like, all right, well, I need to get to my improv club because I was still in university, and I was like, maybe I should skip out it. No, I think it'll be good for me to take my mind off of things. I looked at my watch. My watch, which was given to me by one of the people in that friend group before he died, well, technically after he died, he willed it to me. After he died, the watch had stopped at what looked like, and I like figured it out from like where I was at the point, the exact minute I found out that Vasco was dead.
That's so weird.
Yep. That's a huge coincidence.
I mean,
but, like,
you might not have like a lot of ghost experiences, but you have so many like supernatural experiences
I really
that just
do,
aren't
yeah.
specifically ghosts.
I also have like frequent dreams, which is probably just a coping mechanism of me talking to Riley. And it's not even like, oh, let's pretend he's still alive. It's like him as like, yeah, I'm dead, but I'm hearing your dreams.
And like giving you advice and shit.
Yeah, talking to me. And at one point he was sick of like heckling me and shit. So he was like, you know what, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna tell you all the things that are gonna happen in your future. And I wrote each and every one of them down. And the only things that have, like, proven to be true or false have all been true so far. I'm not ready to call that a ghostly experience. I'm ready to call that, like, my mind predicting what's gonna happen in my life based on evidence in the form of someone else. But, like, that's close to a ghostly experience.
Yeah.
And it also makes me believe in fate, just like 1%.
I think that's, like, I'm not a very spiritual person to begin with. So anything that I can see in my life that could possibly be supernatural or ghostly, I have an explanation for. I can figure it out on my own, and so I don't. For that reason, I can't even think of a time where I got close.
That makes sense. Glenn Close? Luke's leaving. He wanted to be as silent as possible, but
I've had a lot of experiences with ghosts, so...
Have you?
No.
Luke just said he had a lot of experience with ghosts for those. Wait, you go to the washroom? Get me my chocolate bar. Get me my chocolate bar.
This is great content.
Luke. Okay, now that Luke's gone, let's do something that we could only do if Luke was gone. What can we do? What's the one thing?
Anything productive.
What's nice? Oh fuck, he's back. Oh shit, that's a big old butt. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's 4 Kit Kats
She
together.
didn't fuck around.
She didn't fuck around. She got me a bunch of fucking Kit Kats. Thank you, Julia.
And she also really doesn't like the Nestle company, so you better enjoy that shit.
I don't like them either. She could have got me like Ferrero Rocher. This chocolate isn't the chocolate I like most. Person who's talked to me at most twice in their life.
I told her about the spicy chocolate, but she couldn't find it.
That's fair. Thank you very much, Julia. You know what? Do you want to eat this like after the podcast is done? Like all of us?
Yeah, because
like
there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
After school or Kit Kat.
Oh, nice fucking work. What's the next question?
Yeah, let's find out.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, let's check it out. All right. This one's from Colonel Sanders.
I feel like that might not have been. I scanned the audience in that show. I didn't see.
There wasn't that
chicken.
much white hair.
I didn't see any bolo ties out there.
Let me see their handwriting. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I just read the question.
All right,
That's why you said all right.
all right. From Colonel Sanders, a new game came out where you get to date Colonel Sanders in like a cooking dating sim.
Wow,
Is this
finally.
the channel?
The question is...
That's what I meant to say. I said, is this the channel?
It sure is.
I was about to say something.
I was so confused. All right. This one, I guess, is directed at Luke then.
All right.
Why are you the way you are?
Why is it directed at me?
Because of what you just said.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm actually on Colonel Sanders' side here.
I don't know. I think I'm.
Also, fuck you, KFC. We're going to Popeyes
Yeah,
after this.
love that chicken from Popeyes.
Every
Always.
day is Mardi Gras.
Every day.
Every fucking day.
Mild or spicy?
Love that chicken. Love that chicken. Anyway.
It's an
So,
instructions.
I think that aptly answers why we are the way we are.
yeah, that's
Oh,
enough.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's all we need.
Our brains are melting, and we're just trying to record it before we can't speak anymore.
I just really liked attention as a kid, and that really hasn't changed.
yeah, no, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like out of all of us, Daryl, you have like the most deviation of personality. Because all 3 of us are kind of crazy and will push the envelope. But you're like our grounder. So I want to know, what do you think is different in your childhood that like made you different from us?
It's 28.
Who hurt you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
You slammed that kid's head into a brick wall.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's character building right there.
If you didn't hear that, check out our other podcast. That's on there.
Yeah.
For sure.
The Screwed Up School Stories Hour, episode 1.
Why am I the way I am? Because I was an only child. I am an only child.
An only
So-
child? Okay, well, that's fair. You have an older sibling.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 2.
I'm the youngest of 2.
I'm the oldest of 2.
All right, that breaks us.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I don't know why Luke's the way he is then. It's weird.
Yeah, I just had a lot of alone time, and so
Lucky.
So when I was around the adults, that was like my performance.
Okay.
So I was like on for that time, and when I wasn't, it was just me making up my own fun. Oh, I guess Drew doesn't want to be a part of this group anymore.
Drew's pretty bored. He turned his back on our fucking podcast.
Wow, cool, man.
Yeah.
You left me hanging.
All right, fine.
Bro.
Is that really why you did that? Just to like, whatever. There, high five. Too slow. There we go. Got it. I'm sorry. Oh, now I made him upset. No, for fuck's sakes, Drew. We need you to be a part of this podcast. You're the only person with questions. At least hand me the questions before you turn around.
Do the one thing you're valuable for.
We probably need to speed up the question thing because we've been talking a lot.
Well, there are actually a surprising number of questions this time. We got a lot.
That's right.
You want to read the one?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Do it.
this one you have to do with the requested thing.
Oh, there's a request for reading this? All right. Kill Luke before.
It says Douglas father.
Father in parentheses.
Said with an accent.
All right, so put on an accent and read this question.
But who's Douglas?
My dad.
The father.
Oh, that's who it's from. That's
Yeah.
who it's from.
It's not for Douglas. Have you been
It's
paying?
by Douglas.
Please explain how the cow learned the kinky bite.
Sorry.
It's like
And Drew collapsed on the floor. Please explain. Oh, excuse me. Please explain how the cow learned the kinky bite. Oh, this is like a show-specific thing.
wait, hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
It says, please explain how the cow learned the kinky bite.
Oh, is
It's like a.
Is
It's
that
like
Scottish?
It's kind of Scottish, but like leprosy a little bit.
Please explain how the cow learned the kinky bite.
Are we
There you
just
go.
competing for Scottish accent? Oh, that was a little bit more
was-
Irish.
that was-
I
that was bad.
need to warm up if I'm gonna do a
That was-
Scottish.
you know what?
accent.
You know what? You
Yeah.
know what?
Oh! What do you think about that, Dad?
Oh,
You're not-
Douglas!
You're not my dad, but you may as well be, because you're everyone's dad.
Ooh.
Love that chicken
spicy.
from Popeyes.
Okay, so the cow with the kinky bite.
Your mom's outside.
Oh, yeah, I think there was like... Is she?
Yeah, she's at the table.
Sweet, dude. So I think that there was like a moment where like there were like bites along someone from like a crime scene
They
in
were,
the
they were
show.
supposed to be hoof marks.
They were supposed to be hoof marks, and then I think I had a throwaway line about like, oh, they're either hoof marks or someone has gotten really kinky and is biting everyone. Because I feel like that would have been a me joke to make.
Yeah.
And it's in the shape of a puzzle, I remember.
Yeah. Please explain how the cow learned to kinky bite.
Well,
The cow was in a
frat house.
Yeah, the cow was in a fraternity. Next question.
Yeah, you learn a lot.
Wouldn't it be a sorority because cows are female?
No. Next question.
Oh god.
Can I read one?
Yeah, you can read this one if you want to.
Oh boy. All right.
Not said with an
Get
accent.
close to the mic, baby boy.
Okay,
You bitch. Baby bitch boy.
so this is from
Babel fish.
This is from a very real name of LaFonda LaQuisha. What?
No. Go ahead, please.
Is this your is this real? Unless they're really named LaFonda
Is this,
LaQuisha.
yeah, is this your aunt?
Is this your aunt?
It's not my aunt. No.
All right, cool.
Has Drew done the sexuals?
Ooh, this is definitely your aunt. Yeah, never drink during a fucking podcast, you bitch.
Drew almost swallowed his monster can.
His monster can.
Drew almost swallowed his monster can.
I want to picture like fucking Drew's like on eagerly listening to the podcast, going, "I need to know if he's had sex." Drew, have you done the sexuals before? Answer loudly so your mom in the other room can hear us.
I don't kiss and tell.
But there is kissing.
There was butts involved.
What, really?
No, not like
You
that.
touch butts?
Multiple butts. Ass to ass. Ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
Double-sided dildo.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Don't say that quietly.
Yeah, no one on the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, hit the mic.
Double-sided dildo. I'm gonna
You're like-
enjoy editing this.
Those lines have gotten bigger and bigger the longer we go.
Probably. Yeah. Have you done the sexuals before?
I have.
Cool. All right, next question.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's just for
we
Drew,
we
right?
never had to like elaborate.
No.
No. And Drew wouldn't anyways.
All right. This question comes from Gel. Is this the real name?
I have no idea who that is.
Maybe it's Gel.
Possible.
Maybe it's Gil.
Maybe get a new name.
Maybe Gil a new name.
How are you doing? I'm fine. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Could,
Yeah.
could go for a sandwich.
Pretty chill.
Yeah.
For some chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Chicken
Popeyes
sandwich.
chicken.
A Cajun sandwich.
Yeah, it's
a
true.
Cajon sandwich.
All right, next question.
We're just burning through these.
Is this the last one?
There is 2 more left.
Excellent.
This one is from Jillian.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah.
If you had to rename each other, what names would you choose?
Andrew for Drew.
Get fucked.
And Daryl for Daryl.
And Daryl. And Luke.
And Paul.
And Luke. You could be Rand Paul.
Donate money to me. If we pull enough money together, we can stop socialism. Actual thing he tweeted.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
What a dumbass.
Just one of those lads.
That seeps into me every time I think about it. I'm getting it as more and more.
Yeah. All right. If I were to rename people, I think we had a discussion once about like you look like a this.
Did we? I don't remember what I was assigned.
All right. Pretend you don't know each other's names. We have to look into each other's faces and like go. You look like a this. If anyone has anyone for anyone, they can just say it.
Daryl's a Blake, or like a Block, or
Yeah, you're a fucking block.
like
My name's Block.
Brick. My mother taught a kid named Brick. Brick Wolf was his name.
Basically, he's brick wall, isn't he?
That just sounds like an art exhibit. And this is the piece we'd like to call Brick Wolf. And it's just a wolf made out of bricks.
My mother said that he sounded like a wrestler.
Do you remember that one episode of Arthur where they go through an art gallery? And Buffy's like, oh, what's this one? And it's just like a cracker that's split in two and it's on a plate and like a pedestal. And she's like, wow, what do you call this one? Broken cracker on a plate.
I don't remember that, but
Oh, God bless art.
Arthur?
yeah.
Art.
Her? I barely know her. Yay!
Art her. I barely know her.
All right. Drew?
That's fun.
I could see you being an atom.
An atom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, actually, yeah, I could believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Yeah, I could see Blake. Oh, Brad for Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Brad.
I
Yeah.
didn't think of it, but when you said it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I can't look at myself. Yeah.
Paul, I think you could be something like Paul sounds like an assistant car person.
I am that. Yep.
Yeah, but you need like
Dumbass.
you need more like an Andy. You need more like an Andy, or like a
That got really aggressive.
you need more like an Andy, or like a
Andy Dufresne.
I don't know if it's the hair, but like I see you as like a surfer dude kind of name.
I could call that.
like a Chad, you know, as opposed to
I don't think it's Chad, but
I
like,
don't. Yeah,
as opposed to a Becky or
a Stacy. Yeah.
Stacey.
What's the virgin name?
I don't know.
Is there-
Virgin. Virgil.
Virgil. So there's like the Chads, and then there's like the fucking like I don't know.
nice guys.
Drews. Yeah. I called you a nice guy.
He's never done the sexuals.
Oh, but he has done the sexual.
Oh,
so yeah.
he's a Chad.
Yeah,
like
you turned into
45
like a stud overnight. Go on.
Yeah, bone structure.
My like 45 to 50-year-old uncle just posted on Facebook something along the lines of like,
I just got laid.
it was way worse.
First time for everything.
It was along the lines of like, they're right, nice guys do finish last, like totally unironically, and I was like,
Can I ask for his first name?
no,
All right.
not
Can I
calling
ask
him
for
out
a
like that.
name that clearly isn't his first name?
Rodney.
Rodney.
Dangerfield.
Rodney is
That's
just
totally you. You are totally a Rodney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodney.
Really?
Dangerfield.
Rod.
You're Rod. I
Yeah,
could
your
go with
facial hair
Rod.
matches a rod. Yeah.
Rod, man. Yeah. I want to picture Rodney, your uncle, just like making Facebook statuses, just going, all women are the same. And, like,
Nobody wants to have sex with me, so there's something wrong with them.
Update, I just had sex, and she was not very expensive. Would recommend.
but he's like the guy that doesn't know how to like like one of the status updates is like, sex in my area, Google search. And he also doesn't know.
Types in Google search in Google.
No, into like Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he accidentally made that his Facebook status. And like he doesn't know how different social medias work, so he's like, on Facebook, he's like, why is #feminism trending? Oh, I like this character of Rodney. Someone draw Rodney. Drodney. Send him to us. We'll put it on Twitter.
Hashtag Rodney.
And
sorry I
tag
brought you
Luke's... No, Drew's uncle.
Rodney, I'm sorry I mentioned you.
Yeah.
Uncle Rod.
Uncle Rodney. Did I ever mention that, like, Waterloo is heaven for someone who's really obsessed with, like, 80s kind of, like, looks like myself? I had so many on my Instagram story, so many just, like, moments of just, like, I'm taking a snapshot of, like, this school at sundown, because it totally looks like that's where, like, the protagonists of the story, like, finally admit, like, yeah, I had feelings for you the whole time. I had feelings for you the whole time, too, Ben.
Ben? That classic 80s name.
I was trying to think, it's kind of maybe...
You could be a Ben.
You could be, but like,
I'm
why
not
would
talking.
you?
I'm not talking.
Andy? Andy, maybe? I don't know, something like that. And yeah,
Blake.
and one of the places I was traveling with my one friend, with the same friend that had explored the derelict house with me.
Yeah.
And we found like a garage that was just so fucking like picturesque and stereotypical of like, this is where like Uncle Ed fucking like is working on like his car, and like the protagonists go to him halfway through the movie to go like, we need to save the world, Uncle Ed, but I don't even know how. And Uncle Ed just has to tell them to be themselves or some shit. And he's like, you're right, Uncle Ed. Like, you know, like the folksy wise uncle who's always working on his car.
Captain Planet.
Yeah. In the like the middle of the movie. Yeah, and Waterloo is just beautiful for things like that.
Waterloo's a nice place, yeah.
Yeah, in the winter, I heard that it looks terrible. And I was with my friend Jason. Shout out to Jason, he's really cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, he might have been Colonel Sanders. It seems like a him thing to do. Yeah, my friend Jason was like going to Walmart with me, and he was like, "Yeah, Waterloo sucks, and it's terrible to look at." And I was like, "Really? In the summer, it looks fucking beautiful." And he was like, "How is it beautiful?" I was like, "I don't know. There's a bunch of trees." For some strange reason, it never clicked with him. You laugh, but it never clicked with him that there were trees here because he's so used to being here during the school year when it's winter, and we were in summer at the time, and like he texted me a week later, like going like, "Yeah, it is beautiful. What the fuck?" And he just
Isn't
never
it like called like the Forest City or something like that? Like it's not that, but it's got a lot of trees like in the city center.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that it looks kind of like the Seattle of Canada because the weather is like unpredictable and usually kind of rainy. It's really beautiful and green and shit like that, and there's a lot of beautiful imagery, and it's an emerging tech hub.
I guess so. Yeah.
Kind of like Vancouver, which is also arguably the Seattle of Canada.
Fun fact, when you are that far away, I can move away from the mic if you want.
Thank you!
There we go.
I had to adjust my underpants.
Oh, man. What's the next question?
All right, this is our last question.
Oh, thank God.
We can move on with our lives.
They're great.
All right, this one is from Santa.
I knew it!
Oh, what the fuck, man?
What do you want for
did
Christmas?
2 questions.
I missed the only show that you had Santa come in?
We didn't want to offend you by bringing it up. We asked him not to do a question.
I mean, realistically, he was kind of like out of season anyway.
Yeah, he looked terrible.
Yeah.
I think he was drunk.
Possibly.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe Trouble
That
at
guy's
Home.
fucking...
Fun fact,
Jesus.
for Halloween, Santa dresses up as Krampus.
Does he? What's Krampus? Is that like what you get in your knee?
Yeah. Yeah, I get Krampus in my knee. I got a
Come
bad
on.
hip.
Come on, man.
You laughed. All right, what's Santa's stupid ass question?
What do you want for Christmas?
Dumbass, punk ass, pussy ass, bitch ass Santa. That's not Jason at all. That's not Jason's handwriting. Who could it be? If only they wrote their name and then crossed it out and put Santa.
Yeah.
What do you want for Christmas? I'm not a very material goods kind of guy. The one thing that I want every year, I already ordered for myself.
Yeah.
Which is a Kurzgesagt calendar, because I love those things. I need to think about this. You guys go.
I'll be honest. I was talking to my friend about this, and one thing we want is tickets to a My Chemical Romance show.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I'm hyped as fuck about that.
What was my
I've been re-listening to like a shit ton of their music, which I know is kind of the like gimmick of getting back together because it gets people to like listen to your music again.
Fucking
But
whatever.
I'm all aboard.
First of all, Gerard Way had an amazing solo career, even while MCR wasn't there. Second of all, he created Umbrella Academy, which is also fucking
I
great.
love that shit.
Third of all, he recorded Professional Griefers with Deadmau5, which I would contend is the best Deadmau5 song of all time.
I think it's pronounced Deadmau 5.
It is not.
Agree to disagree.
All right, fair. I think it's pronounced Skrillex.
Well, that's
That silence is what that joke deserved. Someone else go with the Christmas, because I don't know. I'm thinking.
I also really am not into material goods, although I do have a keyboard that needs repair.
Oh,
keyboard.
Piano keyboard.
piano
Oh.
keyboard.
Oh. I don't care then.
Keyboard. Am I telling that story on the podcast? All right, cool. So once I had a professor. I was in university. Crazy times. So this professor, he is an amazing guy. He's also just the clown prince of awkward. And I mean clown prince because he was hilarious, but unintentionally.
Yeah,
So-
that's the word you're looking for.
Incorrectly.
So, like, there would be certain lines, like, for example, we were creating a game, because that's what I went to university for, and we created a character, like, based on his mannerisms. We took lines that he, like, himself said to us during, like, meetings, and we inserted them into that character for the game. He was, like, a tech mogul and stuff like that. And just all these, like, awkward-ass lines were done by him. We later convinced him to voice that character. And so, if you can imagine, my fucking prof, he's got a doctorate, so we could call him Dr. Blankety Blank, but I'm not sure if he wants to be outed, who's never done voice work in his life, for 1 hour in a vocal booth where I'm just going like, no, put some fucking feeling into it.
Trying to direct him.
Yeah. He's a cool champion of a guy, but yeah, he'll do awkward things. He'll just say like, yeah, that's good. Stuff like in response to things. We also had a really talkative professor. It was like a 2-professor course, and I got really bold and like friendly with both professors. And at one point, like,
Which
There would
seems in character for you.
yep. I either schmooze up to or like get friendly with professors, or like I don't like them at all because I treat them as my equals. And the good professors like that. The bad professors go like, "I'm your superior."
Richard Nixon.
Yeah. So fucking that one professor, like during this one like private meeting I had with both professors, just talked my fucking ear off. But he's like a really cool guy, so it was cool. And the other one just said nothing. And I remember going like, okay, this has been a productive meeting. I'll keep in mind what you said. And I turned to the professor that said nothing and said, and this was really productive. I just want to let you know that I couldn't really get a word in. You were talking way too much. If it's possible, could you shut the fuck up in the next meeting? That would be great. I actually said that word for word to him, and he only laughed. He was a really cool guy.
So keyboard story.
Yeah, keyboard story. So like I said, he's very awkward. Like we got donuts at one point. We had extra donuts, and like he has a habit of like emerging into our like working room because we had like a computer lab, and he would just like burst in there and hold the door and just stand there like he was fucking like a snapshot of Superman or something like that. and you know, he would say something to us, or he would wait for us to acknowledge him, I guess. And yeah, there was just one time when we had donuts where like he emerged and he was just like, "Ew," and like we had to like go, hey, while you're here, there are donuts, and like he like it looked like a Windows like play the Windows sound. Yeah, the restart sound just like played on his face.
Smooth.
And he was just like, we just said like, there's an extra donut if you want. And he was just like, oh, nice. And he just grabbed a donut.
What does the... Sorry, I haven't heard that sound in a while. What does it sound like?
Oh, it sounds like this. Anyway, so...
Because all I can think of is the Mac startup, and I have a Windows. I don't have
No,
Macs.
the Mac sound sounds more like... And this sounds a little
okay.
bit more like...
Gotcha.
this. I hate this so much.
So anyway, yeah, at one point, like, he'd emerged into our room, door open, just, like, hanging in, and he was just, like... And we were just, like, staring at him. We didn't have anything to say to him. And so I was behind the door that he had opened, right? And he was, like, looking for me, I guess. And so he was just... As he was looking around, he was just saying, like, oh. And, like, finally, his eyes clapped on me. And, like, as soon as his eyes clapped on me, he just looked me straight in the eye and just said, keyboard.
So silly.
I think that was the most scared I had been that month. And I remember just being taken aback and going, yeah, what do you need? That broke me.
This is like the
Keyboard.
5th time I've heard this story, and it's still so funny.
Keyboard.
It's so awkward.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
It's a man melting down.
And I basically just went, what do you need? And like he explained something he needed. I remember thinking even at the time, like, this doesn't have that much to do with a keyboard.
It was just in his head.
Yeah.
Just had to get it out.
I love that guy. He's great. Yeah, sometimes he'd stop me in the hall and just go like, hey, this sound thing is needed by this. And I was like, okay, did you do that thing for me? And he's like, no, but I'll get it done this afternoon. And I remember saying, okay, you watch your ass. And he was like, yep, got it. What a fucking dude. He was super cool.
Oh, keyboard.
And keyboard.
Oh, cool.
Oh, right, yeah, your piano. Go on about that.
I want to get it repaired.
Cool. For Christmas?
Yes.
All right, cool.
What do you want for Christmas? Have you figured out yet?
A lot of the purchases that I want to make are like bigger purchases. For example, I'd like to somewhere down the line raise the money to get like a video camera. And
But like a good one.
yeah, a very good quality one. Yeah. Honestly, like fingerless gloves would be cool if someone was just to
Really?
like get me fucking, just because I'm not sure if they would look good with my aesthetic. So like if I didn't have to buy them, also if they were like
Right.
black so they could like go with any color, because if
Yeah.
they were like blue, I could only wear them on fucking like Thursdays.
But you don't want to like take the risk of buying them for yourself, and then if they don't work, you look like a fool.
Yeah.
Somebody else takes the responsibility for
yeah,
you.
anything that you think would be interesting with my aesthetic, I bet I'd look good in a choker. I could pull
believe that.
Yeah.
Although I don't, it might clash with the headband though. That might
Yeah.
be too many bands.
A former partner pointed out that it would just look like my face is framed.
Oh, I want to see that now.
I think I'd look better in one of those chokers that's like a solid black bar than like the squiggly
Oh, yeah,
lines.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think, see, like,
yeah,
I don't
what
think,
do you think? Please tell us.
no, I think that,
Yeah. No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Luke. What do you think? Huh? What do you fucking think? That you're punk ass bitch?
Whoa.
You gonna shit your pants, Luke? I bet you are. But you're gonna shit yourself. You're just gonna do it right now. Oh, there it is. It's coming.
Not on my bed.
Sojo boy now.
I was gonna go with THX. I think I've already made that joke on this podcast, though. Where we just all went, THX. Anyway.
George Lucas helped make
so-
THX.
What do you think?
What I think that it would look like you were a Frankenstein, but you're trying to cover up your scars.
Well, am I the Frankenstein's monster or the Frankenstein? Read a book.
I think a solid bar would just look like a collar.
Yeah, I'd be okay with a collar too. I bet I'd look good in a
Basically what
collar.
choker is.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be good with like driving gloves.
Driving gloves. Do they have fingerless?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
But they're like
But they're like
thinner
right
gloves.
at the edge, I think.
All right, cool.
Like aren't driving gloves more fingertipless?
Not always, but
I'm pretty
but
tipless.
The idea is that like
I bet you waitresses love you. That was really hard to say.
Oh, I thought you were harkening back to something else. Whatever. Okay, yep.
the idea is that driving gloves aren't warm. They just like are like a
grip.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like it's a layer of leather to be. Oftentimes, like if you think of the opposite of your palm, like where your bones
Backhand.
are. Yeah, there's not leather there. There's just a little strap with a button on it.
Yeah.
and it goes like this.
Sometimes you can tighten the button too.
Yeah, and there's little holes to make it seem decorative.
Ugh. Well, thank you all for very much for your questions. That was really cool. What?
No,
you
we
looked
can-
really expectant
No,
as soon as
we
I said.
we can leave it to next podcast.
What do you want for Christmas,
There
Luke?
we go.
Oh,
We almost ended the podcast.
I didn't end the podcast. I was just thanking people for their questions. We
Paul,
can still
you
talk.
are very good at keeping time during shows, but you suck at asking the question to everybody.
I suck at asking the question. I'm the only one that asks the question to everybody. Look at the fucking score. Go back through every fucking podcast we've ever done. I'm usually the one going like, all right, Drew, do you want to answer the question? All right, Daryl, do you want to answer the question? Luke, you want to answer the question? I fucking suck. How many times have you specifically gone, all right, this person's answered, now let's go to this person? I'm the one that delegates that fucking shit. You can take that shit and get the fuck out of here, you lying sack of crap.
I can tell you one time I've said, now this person's answered the question. Now let's ask the next person.
One time. Wow, what a fucking medal for you. Drew!
His mother's outside.
Drew! Alright, what do you want for Christmas?
Fucking blowjob, I don't know.
Alright.
You stop the podcast so we can answer that.
Yeah. No, I don't
Thanks
know.
for listening, Mark Webster.
No, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no wonder.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much, but I have
Too much?
I have a list of books that I'm trying to get through, so maybe one of those.
Gulliver's Travels.
No, they're all nonfiction.
The Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, that's
There we
it.
go, yeah. The Wealth of Nations, Book 2.
Yeah.
The
That was-
Improv Handbook by Glenn Close.
Yeah, that's
That's not by Glenn Close.
it's not even by Del Close.
By Stella Adler.
Ooh, that's like a beer, yeah? No, that's Stella Artois.
Yeah, close enough.
I just had a Royal LePage moment, guys.
Was that on a podcast?
Yeah,
or was
it
that
was.
just okay?
Oh, I'm just really bad with brand names.
That was a good one.
That was
a good
funny.
one. Can we
That
do a
was
rewind?
funny. Yeah.
Can we do a
Can
rewind?
we insert the clip of you making that joke right now?
Sure.
Well, obviously there are different size batteries, man. They're not all the size that fit in your clock.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Royal LePage over there. What is Royal LePage? That's a real backup. That's a real term.
Royal LePage! Selling houses in the apocalypse!
Yeah, it's
Good one. Oh, man. It's better the second time.
Oh,
Classic.
what a stupid... How stupid am I? That's just a general question.
That's a very good question. You should write down that on a cue card next time.
Yeah.
Cue card.
From Paul to Paul.
What's good? What are people expecting from? Here's something we haven't really delved into in a bit. Content creation wise, we do the podcast, we have our shows, but we also have our online stuff. Is there anything that we want to talk about with that? Any
You're making
announcements?
some prolonged eye contact here.
It's because you're the closest to the mic, and I don't
Yeah.
want to like turn away from the mic to look at these fuckers. So, is there any kind of like? Is there any kind of? Morty. Is there any kind of like announcements we want to do?
Rick and Morty.
I will say, I've been not able to stream recently. My fucking computer bricked. My main computer just finally broke completely down.
It bricked.
It's been really stressful for me.
Break wolfed.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I got all the fucking podcasts out right before it
Yeah.
bricked. Otherwise, people would still be waiting for the September episode. Which is just like, oh, Jesus. Or fucking the August episode, even.
Or
God.
the October episode?
Yeah, that one too.
They all came out at once.
Yeah, because whatever, they're out now, and God knows I'm gonna work hard on the podcast now that I have like an adequate living condition. And I can even edit them on my other like laptop, my crap top. So we're fine with that. But yeah, I haven't been able to stream. I haven't been able to like make videos and stuff like that, but I'm trying to take steps to make sure that I can still provide content. For those that don't know, I also have my own YouTube channel where I make like gaming content. So sometimes I do highlights from my streams, sometimes I do like game analysis videos, sometimes I do first impressions of indie games, and for some reason indie game developers still email me going, I've seen you on YouTube, you wanna review my fucking game?
From like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and my God, like, I go like, number one, it's from 2 years ago. Number two, did you see how badly I chastised every game? Okay.
Number 3, why are you from the Bronx?
Yeah. I couldn't. Shut up! You think it's easy? Fuck you! I have to feed my wife rats! That's what they had to do in the top 1%!
Yeah, I was waiting for the Bernie.
Yeah.
I heard it. Yeah.
What are you doing, Luke?
Oh, I'm making short films. I just released one, so in about...
Just released.
Just released one. Mark Webster is my name.
Boy, it's gonna date the episode bad, like, if I fucking like take too long to edit this, it's gonna be like, just released. That came out 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, okay, anyway.
You can't stream
have,
right now. You've been streaming for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
My next short film will come out in a little bit. and it's a mockumentary.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I shot that last night. It was
3, 2, 1. What? That was awesome.
I felt it in my penis.
Cool. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Another episode. My parents. Yeah. I think the weirdest thing is that you added like an unnecessary Y to penis.
Penis?
Yeah.
Like El Nino.
Oh, fun fact. You know Dennis Prager, the piece of shit conservative responsible for Prager University?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry if I got political there. Whatever. If you're a conservative and listening to this, you can fuck off.
At least a Prager University level conservative.
Yeah. I have people that like I disagree with political stuff all the time. There's a guy at my karate dojo who thinks that Hitler was a socialist and that like I shouldn't be a socialist for that thing. And like democratic socialism and socialism are the same thing. And so therefore, by voting for the NDP, I side with Hitler.
That is... You thought my joke was a stretch? That's a fucking stretch.
Yeah, no, it's a huge fucking stretch. Anyway, so yeah, Dennis Prager. If you like have weird dyslexia and you just like view his name really quickly, it turns into a spoonerism. Penis dragger.
Penis dragger.
That's all.
That's what
all,
he does.
I love the response from Luke on that. Was
What?
like the perfect level of, yeah, that's funny.
Amusing to my human ear. Oh fuck! Did I tell you about when I voted?
What?
No.
Okay, so Canada had an election recently, and
Whoa! Don't date the episode.
Federal election.
it wasn't that
It
recently.
was in October, late October,
Was it?
2019.
Okay. Yeah.
You were there.
I didn't remember what like time of year it was, but anyway, fucking yeah. So I went in and I thought it would be hilarious to go like, yes, I would like to vote with my ballot as it is my human right. I am, after all, a human.
And how did that go for you?
A lot of old people, a lot of boomers there in my very conservative writing did not find it funny. And one person who was a volunteer there told me, sir, you're going to need to stop that. So I just stood in line like the jackass I am. And I look weird, right? So, stop! Not only did there was like a perfect storm of like, I look like how I look, number one. Number two, it was a Monday, which means that I was wearing all this orange in my conservative writing, which in Canada, NDP, which is like the most left leaning party,
The new Democratic Party.
is orange in their color, but the conservatives are blue. So like it felt like I was wearing fucking gang colors, and also I looked the way I did. So I remember there was one lady who kept like looking at me like with like eyebrows lowered and clutching her child close to her. And I was like, "Do you think I'm gonna fuck your kid? Can you get out of my ass, please?"
Threat.
Yeah, obviously you support social services, so you're a pedophile.
Like I don't know what the connection was, but I do remember there was one lady who approached me and was like, "Orange, huh? You've got a lot of growing up to do."
Oh.
And like,
Is she one of those like you'll be conservative when you get older?
no, yeah. She's 100% in the camp of like Hitler was socialist. You just don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like that sort of patronizing ass boomer bullshit.
Yeah.
I remember like I was. Sometimes I feel like clapping back, sometimes I don't. This was one of the times I don't. I just shrugged and went like, we all do. And like that was the extent of it.
Yeah.
I do remember the person next to her gave her the most disgusted look.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's because like even if you're
It's
conservative,
so uncalled for. Yeah.
yeah, in a public space, like I can make jokes like, "Oh, if you're conservative, you could fuck off." First of all, whatever, I've got conservative friends.
Yeah.
Second of all, like when you're in like a voting area, if someone's wearing blue, especially, you don't even know if I'm going to vote NDP. I did, but it's irrelevant, Your Honor. If I like saw
But to be
someone
fair,
wearing
if somebody
blue,
was wearing blue, blue's a normal color. Not that many people wear all orange.
it was just because it was a Monday.
You know that.
Because I change colors every day of the week. I have 7 different outfits.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Well, you have like 8 or 9 because for like.
Oh yeah, black
your
one
other
for
ones.
funerals and
Yeah.
a white one for special occasions.
Yeah.
White is for weddings.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did not wear the white one to
Yeah,
the
you're
wedding.
not allowed to wear white though.
After Labor Day.
only if the wedding's after Labor Day. So even if someone was wearing blue at that fucking thing, I wouldn't have gone. Even if I knew that they were going to vote conservative, I would have been like, voting conservative, huh? Okay, boomer, or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's patronizing. Also, like, that attitude of, like, you'll be conservative when you're older. That thing about that really pisses me off, because it's like most older people are conservative. Or, like, a lot of old, like, disproportionately more older people are conservative. It's because the more liberal people are often, like, because, like, a lot of richer people are more conservative and the poor people are more, like, liberal. Did I say the right thing?
I think you said the right thing, but I'm not following your logic
what
at
I got
all.
is basically all the poor people are dead. So
That's
people
right.
that lasted it out were
That's
the
a
rich
real
people.
thing, though. That's a real phenomenon. Is that, like, there are less left-leaning people as you get older because a lot of the left-leaning people are more disadvantaged and they don't last.
And also, they're like
So what you're
ineligible to
saying
vote because they're like felons or some
Is
shit.
if I want to succeed, I should vote right so I can live forever.
No.
Finally,
No.
That's what I'm
immortality.
getting from this.
Immortality.
I'll vote for you, Stephen Harper.
Just trying to think of somebody.
You're flipping through the phone
Jason
book.
Kenny.
It's Rodney. It's Rodney.
Carl Dreger.
Carl Sagan.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Bill Nye. Henry II.
You don't vote for kings.
Malala Yousafzai. Mahatma Gandhi. Tom Hanks. Bob Dylan.
Yeah, so that was my voting story. I don't remember quite what that was innate of, and what we were trying to like go back to, but yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm full of weird fucking stupid stories. It's because I do stupid shit like the alien impression, where I'm just like, yes, my human voting.
Yeah.
And like, most people don't do that. You would never do that in a public place, Daryl.
No.
Because you have a sense of common decency.
I probably wouldn't even do that on a dare.
Yeah, Luke and I feel like Luke might, but I
If
feel like
someone else is around.
would
I was
do
about
that
to
at,
say,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, if you were performing for something.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between Luke and I. Luke, I think, goes a little bit extra, but only if he has someone to perform to. I'm consistently the same level of crazy,
Just
no
to
matter no matter who I'm around. Yeah.
I would do that at like a bar or something, like going to order a human drink or whatever,
Yeah.
but not at
Yeah.
a voting place.
Yes.
I will
as a contrast between you and I voted early, and I asked for the directory book for my hometown's riding.
Oh,
And I was like, "Thank you, ma'am." I brought my backpack with like my lease on it so that I could say that my address.
Oh, God.
you fucking
Glad I could participate in democracy.
hack.
Do you want me to sharpen the pencils for you?
Well, also, like, a huge part of it is, like, Riley was a big part of what made me go fucking crazy, or, like, fucking showed me how to be crazy growing up, because there were certain things when, like, Did I ever tell you the story about the airport?
No.
Oh.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, so once at an airport, because we were going somewhere,
Which is why you go to airports.
Yeah, well, that's so I'm told.
You don't go to the limb.
He approached one of the security guards. First of all, I've learned to be scared shitless of two words when they came from Riley, and he had like a
Watch this.
yes. How'd you know?
Just a guess.
Yeah, no, exactly that. And he had like a straight face. He'd barely ever smiled ever the entire time I knew him, and like he never laughed. And he had like the deepest voice known to mankind. Like your voice, multiply that by fucking 2 in lowness, Daryl.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, his normal voice was like that, and he was,
Hello.
and I knew him like as a
Gonna
teenager.
call some shit now.
So like that was when he was 14, 15, etc., etc.
Yeah, so it would have dropped even. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like an abnormally low-voiced dude, and he approached. So at one point he just in the airport he turned to me and was like, "Watch this," and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And he approached the security guard, and he said, "Excuse me, what words can I not say in an airport?" And immediately I was like, oh. And of course the security guard was like, why do you want to know that? And like he was already getting apprehensive of Riley.
Yeah.
And Riley, I don't know how he does it. He can smooth fucking anything over. He was explaining to him about like how his mentally handicapped brother was nervous and wanted to know which words to prevent
Like,
saying them. And he
Pointing
would
at
have.
you.
Yep, he did that. He was like, "Yeah, my brother's severely mentally handicapped, and he's gonna go nervous and like start trying to say words if I tell him not to, and it's a preventative measure." And like he pointed to me, and I had to make sure that I looked like I didn't know what was going on instead of fucking seething mad at Riley. So like. he pointed at me, and I just stared blankly back at him, just like that. Because I didn't know, like, if I had been like, no, he's lying, we would have gotten fucking detained. The piece of shit. Yeah. That's just an example of how much of a piece of shit my best friend of 7 years was.
Yeah, what
You
are
can't
the
say
words?
bombs.
Yeah, you can't say bomb. You can't say, like, there's a fire or something like that. And there's, like, a couple of other choice words that he didn't want to tell me. Because welcome to fucking Riley. Yeah, I've legitimately had... You remember when I said earlier in another episode, I'm going to guess Luke has never had a gun pointed at his head?
Yeah.
The one time I've had a gun pointed at my head was because Riley and I were in Hamilton, and we witnessed something going down, and he thought it would be hilarious to get himself involved.
Oh, of course he did.
And that got both of us involved, and, like, I've had a gun pointed at my head before because of him. Yeah.
Hey, watch this.
No, exactly. It began with watch this. And, like, I was furious with him that night, and he was like, yeah, but you didn't die.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He also had a habit whenever we were in Mammalton. If he ever saw a jogger going by, he'd make a point of running after them as loudly as possible to get their attention. And if they ever turned around, if they didn't have, like, headphones in, like, he'd just scream like, no, keep running! And sometimes they would. Sometimes they'd just stop, and he would stop with him and just be like, whatever, and just shrug and, like, walk back to me.
Just trying to make people's lives more interesting, I guess.
Yep, and I guess I got that from him.
Cool.
Thank you.
Also, in that story, the telling of the story, I heard Mammalton, and I think that's how I'm going to refer to it from now on.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think that's a candidate for the title of this podcast. If there have been a few.
Wait, if they had like a porn parody of the city, it would be Mammalton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why would you make a porn parody of, like, the worst city in the world?
Because it's
not.
full
It's
of...
not.
Okay, no,
It's not
please.
even the worst city in Canada.
Oh yeah, no. Tell me how Oslo is worse. You fucking Gulliver traveler.
No, Buffalo is definitely worse than
Is
Hamilton.
it? Yeah. I've had good experiences from going to Buffalo.
Pretty bad.
It's not as bad as it is just
Oh.
dead and quiet, and
like
there's nothing
Detroit.
Detroit, yeah. What the fuck am I on about?
Chicago.
I saw a Facebook post once of somebody in.
Drew just had a tension.
Drew just got mad. I love how every way you express emotion on this podcast is silent.
Drew's a little angry baby.
Drew? You little bitch boy. Anyway, I saw a Facebook post once. Yeah, shake your head at me. You little bitch baby.
I'm gonna throw my hat at you.
You little Halcyon dream. You little tasty little marshmallow. Anyway, yeah, I saw a Facebook post once where someone took a picture of their porch and someone stole their front steps. And the
Like
cat.
the wood bit at the front.
Yeah, so their door was just like there, and there was like this awkward bit of like stripping and shit like that, and just a wall where their door was slightly above where it should be. And the caption was like, "Someone stole my porch this morning. You can't have shit in Detroit." I like that.
Well, that seems like a good place to end.
Okay, hold on. Before we do, we
Okay.
talked about our content.
Yeah,
we
true.
did not talk about, coincidentally,
look
who
at you
should be talking the
Asking
most.
questions to people who haven't had them ask.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems as though I need to move things along. I'm not shit at fucking asking people if they've answered questions yet. Drew. Drew. You want to answer what you're working on content-wise for this troop?
So,
Put some stupid music when Drew's talking me. Something really not
Make
fitting.
the music, Drew. He's gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
good, because I suck at making music.
I'm
that
good at
was-
making sweet music with your dad. Moving on. To be fair, whenever I'm losing at video games, like I like to think of myself as a calm person, apart from like my persona when I'm on this podcast and joking and shit like that and around my friends. But if I'm losing in a video game, I'm like, I'm gonna fuck your dad. It's like one of the first things I say. Go on with your bullshit.
Yeah, so my bullshit. As you all know, there is content to be consumed from the rest of the three, but not from yours truly. This really hurts. I have a very sensitive nose.
You got a little sensitive boy nose.
Little pop filter. Yeah, I've been looking into more of my like stained glass interests recently. I was supposed to go to a place called Kittrus Glass in Fergus with my mother.
Ontario?
We almost,
I know somebody from Fergus, Ontario.
yeah.
I don't.
Go on.
We almost made it too, but we thought it was going to close at 5 and it closed at 4.
Oh, no.
So we got fucked and we couldn't go. But yeah, so like, as some of you know, like, okay, so here's the thing, right?
Here's the thing.
I play Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
You don't look like it.
Nerd! Hey, at least I don't go to the poll early. Bring a fucking backpack.
Are you talking about voting?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What you just talked about.
Yeah, but no one says the poll.
Yeah. Are you Hillary Clinton?
Why don't you
Pokemon go to the poll?
Fuck yourself.
Woo! All right,
Hey,
go on
politics.
with your thing. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, so I played D&D. The thing is, I played D&D in high school and then took a long-ass break from it. And people were like, hey, you should play D&D with us, / you should be the DM so we can play D&D. And I'm like, I played it for like a couple months and that was it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, is this the friend group that I know?
No. This is early. Well, yeah, you know them. It's the...
Oh, yeah, those lovely people.
Yeah. The bag one.
Yeah.
It's like a bag.
Milk Day.
Milk Day.
Yeah, for those that don't understand what the fuck I was on about in that earlier podcast when I was like, Milk Day, it's like a bag. It's because I got drunk with Drew's well, I didn't get
Yeah,
drunk.
you didn't get drunk. You got
I didn't
around
drink.
drunk people.
Yeah, I'm just around drunk people a lot when they drink for some fucking reason. Yeah, so they got drunk, and like one of them was like, in the middle of our Cards Against Humanity game, just like, guys, you remember Milk Day? And it was like a bag? And I think the first thing I said was, no, I in fact do not remember Milk Day, and it was like a bag. Because I didn't know what the fuck he was on about. Because you know, like Milk Day, like in school, where like you got milk,
Yeah.
like your pizza or something.
It was like a
that.
bag.
Yeah,
It was
you
a
got
very
an-
small bag. It
Yeah,
was a personal sized
a
bag.
personal size bag. But he didn't introduce it with that. He just said, guys, do you remember Milk Day? And I'm trying to think like Arbor Day, President's Day. I don't remember Milk Day. And he was like, and it was like a bag. And I was like, no, this is just confusing me even fucking further.
Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, your D&D.
A different group of friends were like, hey, let's play D&D. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. Anyway, played D&D with some other people.
Okay.
And it sort of got me into like the headspace of it. And then I was like, okay, yeah, maybe this is something I can do. And then I got into the flow where now I'm more comfortable playing D&D and shit and like DMing and stuff. And I'm like coming into my own as a DM. Well, I say that. I'm still not great at it. But like, what are you going to do?
You're selling yourself well. Flashback to when he promoted the Patreon in our first episode.
You can down, or you don't have to.
Now, you may say to yourself, that's it, and you'd be right. That was my favorite.
You can do it, or you don't have to.
So how does this relate to like stuff you're releasing in the future?
Yeah, so the idea is that like I've learned a lesson from that process of being like trying to commit to something, but I need to experience it again, like relive it before I can fully commit to it.
Okay.
So I wanted to go to this Kittrus Glass place, right, to see a bunch of glass stuff and like relive my like making of glass in high school and shit like that.
Sex?
And then with glass?
No, I'm just saying random words just to see how you react.
Sex with glass.
I really don't.
That's content.
Don't make that the name of the podcast.
That's content. Story time. I fucked glass. Your first YouTube video.
With celebrity guest.
Reminds me of that Vine of that vlog of that woman that's like, anyway, to make a long story short, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass. It'd be that, it's like, hey, so I fucked glass. It's in this room, too.
Woo! Yeah, so go on with your glass
God.
fucking ways.
So the idea is I need to relive it and re-embrace it to get back into the headspace of making the glass.
Alright.
Like, yeah. Are you following me at all? Do you know what I'm talking about in this experience?
Yeah, somewhat. I want to ask realistically, when can we start to see like stuff coming from you?
That is a very unpredictable question.
It's
Because
not.
you see-
Your answer is unpredictable, and that's dependent on you.
All right, you got me there.
Yeah, you've been answering this question for like 15 minutes.
You've been answering this question for half a year. Podcast. You just moved the pop filter. What's that?
Pussy.
I'm opening it up
To the
to the
floor?
group.
Okay,
I
well, I
appreciate
didn't answer my what I'm doing. So I'm still doing the bad movie reviews. But they've been slow to be coming out, mainly because of my poor editing skills.
Have you ever thought about? Oh, okay. So it's just like you were not releasing them.
No. Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm doing it with another very close friend of mine, and we do have one up. It's Buddies and Bad Guys. Check it out on anywhere you get podcasts.
What's it called? Buddies and Bad Guys.
Buddies and Bad Guys. Yeah.
All right.
Where we review bad movies. Mainly this next one hasn't been out because we haven't talked about it. Like, it's pretty well done, but I want to pass it through him before it gets on. So hopefully.
As opposed to me, where just like post the podcast and then it lets you guys know, hey, that podcast you had with the joke about fucking a kid, it's live.
Bitch.
Drew. Is that the new censor sound?
Oh God, no. We'll just cycle it through to like make sure one of us hates the censor sound every week.
Beautiful. The best part is I said Drew and you're gonna hate it. Anyway. So is that your only like content you're working on right now? Are you working on anything else, or what's going on, man?
As far as content that people are gonna see or hear, that's probably gonna be it. So I also do music. So hopefully, if that band gets off the ground at any capacity, we'll have some recordings.
Whoa! You ever thought about making Afterschool arcade musical? You can play the drums, Luke.
Yeah.
I'm not good, but I can like mix and master shit because I electronically compose. What do you play?
I sing and I play bass and a little bit of piano.
All right. What about you?
I'm really good at listening to music.
Well, okay.
That's really useless.
We can do like a Royal Blood thing, or if you want to original.
Excuse me, Royal LePage.
End it there.
Jesus. A Royal Blood thing? What's that?
Like,
band.
If you have like bass with a lot of effects on it, then you don't really need a guitar. It's very riff heavy music, so it could just be bass and drums.
I actually
it's based
love
on,
Royal Blood. They're great.
Yeah, but they're a big ripoff of Death from Above 1979.
That could be.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but they were a big ripoff of Beethoven 1822.
I only know one of their songs, Freeze Me. I like that song.
Death from Above 1979?
I'm pretty sure that's by them, right?
I thought it was by Beethoven. Could have sworn.
It starts off super obnoxiously, and I
Sounds like
fucking love it.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of Sonata in A minor.
Oh, that is totally what... No, I think Drew was
got
thinking
me.
of A minor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no!
Let that fucking die.
Never. Anyway, we've been talking for too long.
Yeah.
This is... Oh...
Death from
Freeze
Above
on me.
1979.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Luke has egg on his face. Anyway, this has been Credits Zero, the After School Arcade Podcast. Expect cool things from us soon. This has been Tweed, Luke,
Daryl.
Drew, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.